Alright guys, okay, no virtual invitation here, sorry. Hello everyone and welcome to day 1 of the TrackMania French Championship. Le Championnat de France arrive enfin, we're finally here. The first edition, the spring 2020 edition of the French Championship. 32 of the fastest players in France will duke it out for the title of French TrackMania Champion. Hello everybody, I'm Thomas Mengozi, aka GGeek, and I will be your host today for day 1 of the group stage, and I will not be alone this time around because joining me for the cast is none other than Turbo. Hello Turbo, thank you for joining in.
Salut à toi! No, I'm just kidding, I can't speak French really. Thank you for introducing me that kindly here of you, and I'm really hyped today. As you have already said, we have the French qualifier, or the 32 best players of France here, battling it out for the top 16, I guess, today?
This is the first part of group stage. Over the course of 2 days, we're gonna have rounds mode played. In fact, I'm gonna show the format right here. There we go. So this is day 1 of the group stage with the first 2 heats played. The first one being played in less than 10 minutes time, and the other one played at 10 past 3 CET. Played in rounds mode over the course of 4 maps. Each heat will last around 45 minutes. 6 rounds will be played on each map, and the goal will be to collect as many points as possible. A provisional ranking will be given once both heats have been played, and on day 2, the 2 final heats 3 and 4 will be played, and as a result of that, we're gonna get the final ranking, and the top 16 of the group stage will move on to the championship phase throughout the month of April. Thank you, Kappa, for the follow, by the way, very much appreciated. So,
Martin.
Martin Krompolch, the GMGL Beta Season Champion who tried to defend his title and gave it all after coming back from the loser bracket. That's a bit of another story, but let's take a look at the maps that are going to be played today. So, here we are with the group stage day 1 maps. 2 of these are from qualifying. Those are Yum by Thompson and Offline by Titan Wara, some of which have been considered to be the respectively the easiest and the middle grounds in terms of difficulty from the qualifying maps. Then we got 2 new maps coming in. Puzzle by Zerar, which has a few peculiarities in itself, and Blue Angel, one of the toughest in this regard IMO. So we're gonna delve into that as we get to play the maps, of course. And now let's take a look at some of the names that you will be able to see during the group stage. So here you see the top 3: Link, Insanity, and Coco, only regrouped by less than 0.2 of a second. Hello, Maxi. And yeah, we see plenty of big names, especially a few names that we saw in the Open Grand League Combine, no less, Turbo. We've got people like Coco, we got Oral, who went to TMGL, we got Gwen, who qualified himself for the next season. We've also got Hydra and Volera. We got 5 XLT players in turn in this, if we also count Link, Jaja, and Xerar. And we also got a fair few full speed players in the mix as well.
So I mean, well, what you can really see here is that we have a lot of variety in the players. I mean, we have Link, Insanity, and Coco rounding off the top 3. But then we have Yoto Koto Kolo, for example, who's like in almost every competition, and it's really nice to see him in that top 13 spot. And then, I mean, you have Tourist, who won my competition, Vulneva, Aurel, like a TMGL player even. And it's like it's so widespread from the players here, and you can see that those are the best players from France. Then of course you also have, I think, Gwen, but where is he? What place is he?
Gwen is wait, did I skip a name? Or maybe that was an outdated version of the ranking. It's already going to ship from the start. Okay, no offense. No, yeah, Gwen is you don't see him in the ranking, but Gwen is officially entered in the French Championship. And yeah, we also got a fair few full speed players in there as well. We've got Kids, we've got Zeroja, we've got Navi. All of those have been 2018 full speed world champion, remember? And we saw some of these names compete in the full speed league that concluded in the middle of February, with the grand final being won, I think, by Aurora Racing. We got yeah, Kid and Salazar players for Against All Authority, most notably, who came out 3rd in the full speed pro league.
Yeah, so I don't really know who to favor here, because as you've seen already on the track preview, those tracks are everything but one style. They're like, so you have dirt, you have tech, you have everything here. So I can't really see who is the favorite here. Of course, we have the Wonder Child by the name of Gwen. But then we have also a player who really showed that he's fast with Link and all the other players, Aurel as well. So who do you think? Is there any favorite player that shines through the most for you or not?
To be fair, it's always a tough call with these competitions, especially at these early stages. Remember, this is only the start of the group stage.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, we're gonna have to see how everything shakes out. Of course, Gwen does have a little bit of an advantage here. He comes out as a bit of a with a bit of a favorite status on his shoulders. But yeah, there's going to be a ton of people that are going to give him run for his money, especially people like Link, one of the most versatile players out there, who had a really strong finish during, who had a really strong LES overall, finished in top 7 and 8, 7 and 8 if I'm not mistaken. And there's also maybe some of the wild cards that may not be super versatile, but can pull something really clear up their sleeve. Some people like Kid. Or maybe Insanity, for instance, who's just behind Link, less than a 10th behind as the result of qualifying. So yeah, there's a ton of variety and everything is to play for in this first group stage day.
Yeah, I guess so as well. Maybe we should hop. Ah, you're already in game. Okay.
Yeah,
so
you can see on the left-hand corner of your screen, the players are currently joining the server. We're currently waiting for everyone else to join. We're also waiting for one of the other casters to join. For those of you who are looking for a French cast, there's Necra and Max that are going to be casting day 1 over on Necra's channel, twitch.tv/Necra, if you want to follow. And yeah, it seems as though we're currently missing 5 players as we speak. And yeah, you can see players currently running on offline, the fixed version, which had a bit, which fixed a little bit of a bug, of a loop bug that you could actually catch and completely destroy. That could completely destroy your run. And yeah, that's pretty much all there's to it. So yeah, we're just waiting less than 4 minutes to go until the start of day 1.
Yeah, so I to be fair, I've not really seen the tracks so much because I didn't really have a lot of time, but the tracks are really, I mean, I've seen a lot of this track now because at the start of the warm-up, but I think this track is, yeah, it could be close here concerning the Danimania times. As you can see, Danimania first to 15th place, only 0.3 of a second. So we could see some close fights here, as we've seen in the warm-up already. I mean, some mistakes are happening, but I think it will be rather close here.
Yeah, it is going to be very close. Thank you, MJ Gitslav, for your kind words. I'm trying to read the chat as well. I'm rooting for a French driver. Yes, that's exactly that. We see that's fully French. I think a French guy will win. Yeah, I think you guys get the idea of the championship, right?
That's my humor.
And already. Meme cast! Here we go. No, we're trying to keep it as professional as we can. But yeah, it's really nice to see you guys. We'll be able to enjoy some, get a few things to enjoy as well. I did take a few notes regarding the maps, including the Danimania records prior to day 1. In terms of offline, we're currently looking at a 58.828 by Link as the fastest time, the Danimania record. And offline is one of those tough, one of those maps with one of the trickiest starts ever.
So on this one here, or what?
On this one. Track? Yeah, offline is the one we're currently seeing on the screen.
Yeah. I mean, I was like I had to check something for the cast. But yeah, I mean, the start here is pretty tight, and with this no jump, maybe some players could mess it up. But also this tight dirt section here, as you can see, you could easily lose some positions here.
Yeah.
All the players are doing it good. Look at Aurel with the tricksters here and gathers a lot of speed.
Remember, we're not starting yet. We're less than 2 minutes away, but it's interesting to note a few things about the match. So you can see the snow jump that is pretty tricky to get, and we are bound to see some failures here. And after that, there's this, as you said, this tight section. This tight chicane section, tight S corner, leading then into a really wide dirt corner where you have to be really close to the wall and walk that fine line between making it with a lot of speed and actually clinching the wall and losing all your speed altogether. As we come up to the wall right now, you're going to see that the entry is extremely tight, and people sometimes can actually get a little bit over the top and hit the ceiling, and that will drop a momentum that's going to be also needed for the last turnover.
So really unforgiving track here, as you have pointed out already. One mistake and this will lead to a massive point loss.
Massive point loss indeed. Now we are just, we're still waiting for Max. I don't know if he is actually, will the group stage work? Well, good question, SRK. We're gonna show the format right now. So it's played in rounds mode over the, with two 45-minute heats. So 4 maps are played in a heat with 6 rounds played on each map, and the goal is to collect as many points as possible, and we will get a provisional ranking once both heats have been played. Then we're gonna have a second day next week on March 29th with the last 2 heats, and the final ranking will be done, played in the same format, and the final ranking will be given at that moment once both heats have been played, and the top 16 will move on to the championship phase played in April. I hope this clears everything up for you, SRK. Sorry, I didn't hear the horn. Oh, right, I forgot to put the game sounds back on. Okay, there we go. Now we're hearing.
I think this format overview points it out really good.
Okay,
oh,
yeah.
What is going on with all those horns now?
I don't hear any horns.
Oh,
I don't hear any horns. Well, it seems like one of the French casters unfortunately couldn't make it. It was Max who was supposed to be duo casting with Necro, and Necro will be resorting to solo cast, but I don't doubt anything from him as he is one of the biggest casters. Billboard! Pug! Yeah, that's right, the billboard is back! Thank you, Denk, for joining in. Yeah, we're about to start group stage 1 of group stage day 1, sorry, of the French Championship Kid. Oh, that's gonna be a really wild call, but yeah, Kid could be one of those that could have an ace up his sleeve and yeah, pull something really big to get some pretty decent results here.
I mean, what is really interesting, most of the tracks are ending in full speed. And I'm really curious to see if any of those full speed players who's like a top 5 can catch up to the first place, or if the gap that the other players have created already is enough to get the points into the finish. That's what I'm really curious to see.
That is going to be a really good variable to take into account. How especially the versatility of the people versus the one-tricking capability of some of the more specialized players, such as full speed or maybe dirt players that can pull out a bit of a gap but can potentially get eaten back once they get back into a full speed or even a tech section. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. And apparently, ooh, we're getting the maps restarting. It seems as though the final caster for French caster is in fact connected just right now. And yeah, I don't know what's happening. It's the first time we're doing this competition, so there's bound to be a few ifs, a few leaps and bounds, and a few iffies happening. But yeah, I hope you guys will still be able to enjoy regardless.
I mean, the first time we're even casting together, so I'm really looking forward to that. But we're starting now with a warm-up. As you have already introduced here, we have 1 warm-up, and then we have, it was 6 live rounds, right? Not 5.
6 live rounds played.
Yeah, 6
Will the winner get champagne? Well, unfortunately, due to the Loi Eva from '95, that can't be. So no alcohol on the competitions, unfortunately. But I wish we could give him a bottle of champagne for that. So yeah, we're on Yum by Thompson. The current Mania record is held by Insanity with a 44.793, and you get this turnover here. Look at this turnover right here. You have to aim at the top, at the top of the duction to make it through perfectly clean. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how everything thing goes. And there's also a pretty peculiar dirt jump after CP4 that I wanted to mention that we're gonna get into the round. So.
Yeah, it seems that the server has a little bit of a lag concerning the live CPs. But yeah, I mean, this ending looks so terrifying. As we go into the first round here, let's go ahead and I will just spectate Insanity here because he has the fastest time here. So let's see what he will pull into the asphalt here, as this is a rather short track. Oh, actually, the Cassis curse is kicking in yet again. So let's go a little bit further ahead. Let's go with... Wait, actually, who's... It's so confusing to cast 32 players.
It's 32 players at once, especially with no... It must be said that we don't have any live CPs right now. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it in time. And it seems as though Mixmod has made a huge mistake and
I want to spectate him as well.
Oh my god, we're currently looking Insanity right now in P26, and we'll see how everything goes in this full speed section. It seems as though Link and Gwen will be battling it out for the lead. We're gonna have to see how everything goes at the finish line. It seems as though it is... Oh, and we got a ton of lag. Yeah, a ton of lag. And it was Gwen who will win it with 1/10 of a gap between him and Link. Aurel 3rd, Jaja 4th, Kid 5th, Yotoko Tokolo 6th, Energize 7th, and Xless in 8th.
So yeah, I mean, it's so confusing. We should declare on a player that we should have spectated and then just vote for a player to go to the next one. Okay, so going into the second round, I will go with Aurel now, my former teammate for Team Luckers. He already played there, or he played there as well. So off to a very good start, 0.03 of a second behind, but this is not a huge gap as you can see, but still he drops down some places here, but maybe he can gather a little bit more speed here as he's now on P8.
Oh, Kid having clinched the outside wall and he will drop down. Meanwhile, Aurel will remain in the right group, currently sitting in P6. Gwen, Energize, and Jaja in the top 3 and Aurel in the top 4. Look at this in the full speed section right now. Here we go, the tube. Then we go into the wall right here. Aurel could potentially get to position and Jaja will make a mistake. And now we'll go into the turnover in the final part of the lap. And can we... Oh, Coco overtaking him for P4. Gwen will quit the round. Energize second, Coco third, and Aurel will cross the line in 4th place, and we wait for the scoreboard to open. Yeah. Oh, actually, Zarox overtook Aurel at the last second and will get him by 100th.
Wow, well, what a close fight there. I've seen that coming because my camera was on Aurel, but Gwen yet again with 50 points, so this puts him in 1st place with already a gap accumulated of 16 points. So what is this Wonder Child doing? I mean, we've pointed out beforehand that he could be one of the favorites here, but that he wins 2 consecutive rounds in a row, and right now looking strong again, being at the top again is really good for him. But right now, as I've spoken, he's only on P14 and finds himself 0.1 of a second behind. So let's see what he can do in this full speed section. Now, if we go into the little bit of a no jump section where you want to hit the booster as early as possible, Gwen gets it really good. It's now up to P8. Into the tube we go, and now the final part is coming out. Gwen up to P5. Let's see the SD very wide from him, but I think it's not sufficient here for that 1st place unless he pulls something out in the end. Insanely, but the Rocks will be in 1st. Then we have Gwen in 2nd. So
Insanity
P8,
in 3rd.
Gwen from P2, from P8 to P2. That was a really good end, I have to say. So
yeah, really good
there from Gwen.
Great end from Gwen. I'm gonna go ahead and try to spectate someone else. We're gonna spectate someone who's a bit further down in the leaderboard. We're gonna go with Navi, full speed player from Team Mentally, currently in 8th place with 74 points to his credit. 2 points in front of Taurus and Yotoko Takola, who are 9th, equal with 72. And yeah, and I wanted to make a special mention to one of those sections that I forgot to talk about, which is CP4 right now, which is going to come up right now. And you can see this jump right here. Be careful for the clip on the egg inside and also the landing. It's really easy to lose the gear here, as I've learned out the hard way after the course of around 50 or 100 runs or so. Meanwhile, it seems as though Jaja and Energize are battling it out for the lead along with Zarox. It's going to be your top 3 fight here, and Energize gets a much better tube and a much better wall ride, and he's going to emerge into the lead, but Zarox with a bit of an inside line here. He will get into the lead net now. Over the finish line, they were going to go, and Link, watch out, it's going to be Link or Zarox. Oh man, there's so much lag in the scoreboard.
And Zarox got overtaken by all of the players there.
Zarox failed the end. Zarox failed the end. It will drop down to P6 as a result, and Link will win the round. But meanwhile, Gwen remains in the lead with 174 points, a pretty good gap already, which allowed him to secure a little bit that 1st position so far.
So what a close round there. It was 0.2 of a second between 1st and 8th place, and Zarox dropped down from P1 to P6, I guess. So hopefully he can recover from that, as he's not off to the best start right now. He only finds himself on P15, but now the crucial section where he can use the gear, what we were talking about beforehand, is coming up. But all players seem to pass it very good. Now the no jump, going into the full speed section. Of course, we have 15 seconds to go, so this is one of the rather short tracks. So let's
Sorry to interrupt, but it seems as though we got a player from Brizoneg. It is Volnera, who is currently sitting in the lead, but he could potentially set to win a round, and I can't really find him. Let's actually see over the course of the scoreboards. I think he won as well, and no, actually it was Kid. No. It is Kid. There's such tight margins here, and the first win against All Authority full speed player goes to Kid, actually.
Yeah, so he could really capitalize from this full speed section there, and this puts him actually in 8th place now. So this is actually looking good for him. 120 points, and Grant seems to not have in the last couple of 2 rounds, he didn't have the best rounds because he's only 10 points out of energies so right now.
Yeah, true. And now we're attacking the final round of Yum. We're gonna get into the next map pretty soon, and we're currently spectating Oral, currently sitting right in the middle of the pack in P14. Someone has had a failed landing and dropped a lot of momentum and dropped back. I couldn't see who it was. Let's actually see the dirt section. Oral making a really good effort, and Binks emerges in the lead in front of Disrod. As we go into the full speed section, Binks with a clear lead, but could potentially be eaten by some of the other guys. Disrod comes back. Energize. Let's actually see Energize. Binks, Link and Navi. It's going to be over them for the finish line. It's going to be Link who will win the round in front of Navi. Energize will be in 3rd place. Let's actually see who will be in 4th place as the live CP comes in. The final ranking.
Oh no, Insanity.
Insanity 4th, Binks 5th, Gwen 6th, Yotokotokolo 7th, and Kid in 8th. And we're concluding with round 1 with Gwen in the lead, 4 points ahead of Link in 2nd.
So guys, you can't imagine how hard is it here to spectate, and then imagine you have to do a cast something and you really need to monitor everything, a player and everything like that. But yeah, it was a really close round yet again. Unfortunately, Binks dropped down there in the end, but still got some decent points there. So we have Gwen still in 1st after the 1st map, Energize in 2nd place, as well as Link, both with 232 points. Aurel in 4th place, and then a huge gap of 46 points if my maths is correct.
Yeah, you're right. 46 points between Aurel in 4th and Disrod in 5th, and Disrod is only 1 point in front of Zarox in 6th place. So yeah, it is very much all to play for in the remaining of the pack. Meanwhile, it seems as though the top 4 is starting to make a bit of a break in the terms of score, and now we're attacking map 2. We're on the warm-up of map 2, which is Blue Angel by Storbix, and you can see barely on the chat that some people are kind of fearing this map, especially the dirt sections and the full speed section, which has a really tiny margin for a small SD in between the 2 wall rides. We're gonna get into that as in a second. The world record currently is held by Link with a 106 points. Oh, it was a former world record, because Binks currently holds the world record with a 106.631, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. And now we're gonna get over into the full speed part in a few seconds here with this jump right here. Some people going for the sideways strat, and now we get into the full speed as Binks bonks the wall, and now we're gonna get into the wall right now. Look at this. Just at the checkpoint, a small SD here, only the tiniest of spots for an SD here, and then the final jump into the finish line we go, and yeah. Gonna be interesting. Who binks? It's a bonk, Bergie. Who binks bonks, Bergie?
I think Bergie binks is Alex, isn't it?
I'm not sure who it is. I'm not sure who it is. It is a pretty new player to me. Also, sorry for the small drop frames in here and there. It's due to my connection. I can't really do anything about it. Hopefully, it will be fine. Alex or from could be. And anyway, we're gonna get started with map number 2, and we're spectating Energize right now.
Okay, let's go with Energize. I'm actually on him as well, so he is not off to the best start here as we go into the tight section now, into the dirt, as you really have to hold your gear. And what's really important here, to stay on the blue thing, to not lose any sort of grip. And Energize does it good, but still is only on P15, just ahead of him. You see Yotokotokolo, who drops a little bit further behind, but it's so messy to really spectate, so you can't really see what's happening because, yeah, it's just super difficult to spectate.
We got a
players.
We got a bit of a precision by Denk. It's Binks is actually Alex from Team Metalik. Thank you for the precision, Dank. Meanwhile, we got Link in front of Insanity, and Aurel in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, the top 3, battling it out for the full speed section. Aurel overtaking Insanity for P2 right now. Could Insanity make a comeback and make a fight back to potentially get back? No, and it seems that Aurel could potentially be set to overtake Link here. It's going to be over the finish line. Potentially, could he have enough gap? No, it will be Link who win the round. Aurel in 2nd. And it seems as though Insanity got overtaken by Binks in the end, and Binks will be in 3rd place. We're waiting for confirmation. Yes, Binks will be in 3rd, Insanity 4th, Gwen 5th, Lighty 6th, Energize 7th, and Hydra will complete the top 8.
But yet again, a very close round. But Link just showed why he has the second Daddy Mania time. Unfortunately, Binks dropped a little bit behind there in the end, but he's still on P5, so this is looking good for him. He's at 193 points as we go into the second round now. Binks, however, with a small mistake here at the start, and this will be the early GG. Oh my god.
That is game over for this round for Binks. Okay. Unfortunately, he's down to the last place here, and we're going to have to follow back with someone a bit further up in the back, and it's going to be Gwen, Switch, and Lighty in the top 3 right now as we head into CP number 4. into speed number 3, sorry. Gwen trying to fight back after her poor showing in first round, which lost him the lead overall, with Link overtaking him on 282 points. And it's going to be Link, Jaja, and Gwen in the top 3.
Here.
A really close fight. It could potentially be Insanity looking to get in the mix. Hello, hello, here comes the Pulse Driver. And let's actually see how everything goes into the final part of this map with Insanity and Jaja battling it out for first and second. Link with the hugely mistaken line. He's going to drop down to P3, potentially P4, and even P5 as Zarox gets into the mix as we get into the final full speed part right here. Gwen with a bit of an advantage, 1/10 of a second between him and Jaja. Jaja a bit of a worder line than Insanity. Insanity could potentially be set to overtake him if he gets more speed, and no, it will not be enough. Gwen will win the round, Jaja second.
I think Insanity is actually in second, right?
No, Jaja was in front. Jaja was actually in front of him when he crossed the line. Yeah, Insanity third, Link fourth, Xerar fifth, Zalrox fifth, Volnera seventh, and Aurel in eighth. 4 Exalted players in the top 4. The Armada is starting to kick in.
Wow, what is this for a close one? But I think if the block or if the track would have been 1 block longer, then he wouldn't have been in second place. But anyways, we're going to the next round here. Let's go with Binks, who made a terrible mistake here in the start yet again, or who made a mistake. And
we had someone full stop picking. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's not Gwen, it's not Link.
No, it was someone else. I completely missed the name tag. Meanwhile, it seems though Binks is currently sitting in the right group right now. Look at this, the width of this pack right here. It's really, really tight margins as we get into the start.
With a good line here, look at this. He's right now in first place, but battling up with Hedra, and then Coco's also there. So what a close fight. But all of a sudden it's Binks in first place.
Binks versus
so what is
Aurel
happening here? What a close fight here between all of the players. Energized with a very good line, but Binks comes back with a lot of speed. As we see Aurel, however, accumulating a very good amount of speed over this stretch. So Aurel all of a sudden in first place. Very good ramp cut for him. Coco behind him. And Coco is in dire need of some points because
here comes the lads.
But he made a mistake, so
here
Coco
come the lads. Zarox trying to overtake Aurel potentially in the full speed part. Let's actually see Aurel versus Zarox. It's going to be the tight fight over the line. Let's actually see how everything goes for him. Oh, Zarox with more speed. No, it will not be enough. It will not be enough. 14 hundredths of thousandths of a second. Aurel will win the round in front of Zarox, who will finish in second place. And as we wait for the final ranking, yeah, Aurel, Zarox, Lighty in third. And Gwen has switched to autocam. Yeah, Lighty third, Energized fourth, Mixbot fifth, Ren in sixth, Dizrod seventh, and Frizz in eighth. A great round and a great fight.
Yeah, what a great round. And also, I've not seen Rin so far, and it's really, really bad to see that Coco made that a mistake just before that full speed section. So he lost on a lot of points with that, and now he's only in P12. So this is exactly not what he wants to see. Looking at the standings now, let's spectate actually Zarox here, who's right now in 5th place. Comes as a surprise for me. I mean, he really improved over the last couple of years, but seeing him battling it out against Gwen, Insanity, Dizrod, and all of the other players, really remarkable to see that. As he's right now not having the best start. Things fell behind, right? If I have seen it correctly.
Yeah, I think so. And meanwhile, in front is going to be Jaja and Volnera. One of the players from Team Braise, the region in which I live in, who played in the French Regions tournament, currently sitting in P12, and Aurel, Gwen, and Jaja in P1, 2, and 3. Oh, Gouldies with a huge mistake, taking the full stop pick in the CP. He's gonna have to drop down, and meanwhile, Aurel versus Gwen. This is the Titanic battle we're currently seeing right now. Gwen with a bit of an advantage in the full speed part, but could potentially Aurel.
Oh no!
Volnera have it. Oh, Gwen have it with a clip. It's gonna be Aurel who wins the round. Holy crap! What just happened there? Gwen had a small clip at the exit of the full speed part, and will drop down in second behind Aurel. Aurel, Gwen, Jaja, Energized, Mixmod, Binks, Insanity, and Coco will be your top 8. Coco emerging in the top 8 for the first time.
Yeah, so many things are happening, and the thing is, when Volnera made the mistakes, I was completely out because I didn't know who's in the top 8 anymore. But we're going into, I think this is already the last one on this track, or the second
to last round. Second to last round. Bear with us, guys. It's really complicated to cast in these rounds conditions without any kind of live ranking. Can we potentially click on the names? No, we can't really click on the names.
Nah, I've tried that one already. But I will go with this rod now. Right now on P7, so off to a very, very good start as he finds himself in the upper section of the players here. Gets overtaken by some players because he didn't have a lot of speed over that section. But he's still on a good mix. Let's go ahead and actually spectate Aurel, who's in the mix here for that battle, for that first stretch that didn't get the best line here over that stretch. So it's Binks, Ben, and Gwen now for the battle for that first place. Let's see. Let's go ahead and actually spectate Ben. Who's he on this? Where is he on the scoreboard? I think he's really, really far behind.
He's way down.
27, but he's on first place right now.
Oh.
So what a great performance for the THE player
Oh,
here.
watch out for Jaja with much more speed.
And Energize
clipping the wall.
And who's going to take it to top 3 is most likely set in stone. Jaja in first, Aurel, and
oh,
there
Ben
is
dropping down.
Hello.
Mixmod will drop into the first place, maybe into third place.
Wow, so Ben drops from the second place to P6 here in the ending section. So Jaja will be really happy about that first place. Aurel just behind him, Mixmod, Vulnera, Link, then 2 THE players, and I think there was another Exalted player in P8.
Yeah, Hydra in P8, and yeah, Ben from P2 to P7. That must be such devastating for him after having such a good run. Aurel heading into the last round of Blue Angel is now sitting on 440 points in the lead, and Gwen, who has had such a strong start on Yum, is currently sitting down in P4 with 393. Still remaining in the right touch, within less than 50 points of Aurel, but not having the best start right here on Blue Angel.
Okay, as we go into the last round here on this track, we have Coco right now in first place, so he's in dire need of some points. As we've spoken of him, he still remains on that first place. I wanted to say that he didn't opt for that best line, but he gets overtaken by Gwen, but however is still in the mix here as he comes back strong, almost touches the wall, actually comes in contact with the wall, so Coco is here out in this battle for the first place. As we have a 3-man battle here between 2 Exalted players and Gwen already again, so Jaja and Link are battling out against Gwen, but also Ben coming a little bit closer. Link accumulates a lot of speed over that section, so who is getting this ramp?
Oh, Jaja with a Yorsh landing.
Oh, with a very bad landing as well as Ben, so let's see what is Gwen doing. Gwen miles behind Link here, so it will be set in stone. Link will most likely win.
Never say never. There could be a clip at the outside. We saw that from Gwen, but no, it will not happen. Link will win the round in front of Gwen in second place.
Ooh. I thought for a minute that he hit the finish too far to the right, but that wasn't the case. So Link in first place, Gwen in second, Aurel in third, Hedra again with a very good performance, and Hoop in that 5th placement here. So nice to see that.
Actually, first time we saw Hoop popping up in the top 8 so far. And yeah, as of map number 2, Aurel emerges in the lead with 484 points. 451 points for Link in second place. Then we're going to get the rest of the ranking here. So third place for Gwen with 439, Energized fourth with 412, and completing the top 5 so far is Zarox, really far down with 333. And yeah, Dank, I know you're making fun. You guys are making fun of my rap god casting. I'm trying to keep on top of everything with the all the action that's happening and everything that's unfolding, especially full speed. It's pretty much like commenting a horse race, really. So please bear with us with our casting. We try to keep our best to keep on top of everything as we head into map number 3, which is Offline.
Yeah, we have seen this track in the warm-up already, so players have played this track just before the cup has started. So really, really interesting to see that. So a little bit of a longer track yet again, because the first track was 45 seconds long. This one is 58. Is the world record the current Daddy Mania, or is it a different one?
No, it is a different one. The world record is currently held by Link with the 58.828.
So 200 of a second faster than the actual Daddy Mania time. So not too much of a difference, but still a different name there. So Binks has here the Daddy one, then we have Link just behind him. So really, really curious to see what Binks is doing, who's actually right now not even in the top 8, in the top 10. He's right now in 12th place, not using the warm-up here, as he's going back to the start. So maybe we can see some points accumulated by Binks here.
Yeah, let's hope that Binks can actually bounce back from the poor showing in the last few rounds and actually score some big points here on Offline. I'm not really sure about everyone's standing on this map. It seems as though Binks seems to be well prepared with the current Daddy Mania on this version of Offline, at least the patched version with an 58.845. Not too far away from Link's PB on the qualifying map, which is 58.828, since the maps are sensitively similar. As we're going to get started with round number 1 of Offline, we're just going to spectate Binks, as we said.
Alright, let's go ahead and go with Binks, who didn't make a mistake. We saw some mistakes there on the right. Players came in touch with the block there, with the tight section that you have to hit in order to get the best out of this third section. Binks goes for a little bit of a lower jump and therefore grants himself some position. So he's right now up to P10, but still 100. No, only 16,000 of a second behind it. All of a sudden, he's in battle for that first place. Gwen with a very good line, as well as Insanity and Aurel So Binks is opting for that little bit more open outside approach here, as we can see here. So he really wants to accumulate a lot of speed over that sections. As we can see, it's Link and Aurel right now battling out for that first place.
Gwen emerging in the fights, but no, actually dropping back. Sorry to interrupt you. Binks having much more speed getting into P2 as we head into the full speed part. That really tight wall right here. Who will touch the one? Seems nobody will touch the ceiling here. And Insanity with much more speed. Binks getting overtaken as well by Aurel. He will jump down to P4 and even P5. We're gonna have to see, but it seems as though Link has had enough speed to clinch the round in first place. Insanity second, Aurel third, Binks fourth, Mixmod fifth, Jaja sixth, Coco seventh, and Guldiz in eighth.
So this could give Binks some more motivation here for the upcoming 5 rounds here. As we're going to the next round now, let's go ahead and spectate. Actually, I want to spec Tourist now because he's on 22nd place and has only accumulated 219 points so far.
Yeah.
So
Taurus, one of the underdogs compared to the rest of the other guys. Maybe not the best players on this scale, but maybe he could potentially play the consistency game compared to other players, where some people would try to risk it for the biscuit and try to get the round win and get those juicy 50 points. But in the end, some people will falter, as we see currently right here on this POV, and he will be able to climb back into the fight right here, as the CPs are really struggling to update, as you can see. This live CPs is having a ton of trouble with that amount of players, currently sitting in P13 Taurus, and Link currently sitting in the lead in front of, let's actually see, Binks in second place, if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually try to check in with the leaders right now. Link in first place. Second place will be for, this live CPs didn't update, sorry. Zero second, Binks second, sorry. Insanity third. Look, it's really packed, and the rival will be really tight and close. Insanity? What? Forget it. Yeah, Insanity almost clinched it, and Link with a really good time with a 58.913 in first place. Binks third, Zera fourth, Nitro fifth, first time for top 5 for Nitro, Xless sixth, Jaja seventh, and Energize in eighth.
So we see a position change there. Link now in first, only 3 points ahead of Aurel, but still after that 50 points, and if we had accumulated in that round beforehand, it is enough for potentially or temporarily be in that first place. So let's actually follow Link again, who has not the best start here. As you can see, he's only, I think, in P11 or something like that, because the CPs are not updating, but you can see the pack of the players who are ahead of him. Binks and Mixmod are battling it out for that first place at the moment, as we can see a weird horn, at least I can hear. But there's also Insanity and Gwen, which I have not seen because they are so far ahead. And look at this Insanity start. He's 0.1 of a second ahead of Gwen, but Gwen comes a bit closer, but still Insanity is holding strong. Also, Disrod is in the mix. But
Gwen touched the wall.
Gwen making a mistake, and it's Link now. Insanity actually being so alone there, and now we have this battle for that second place. It's Accepte, Link, Aurel, and who's also there. I think it is
there's
Coco.
a lot of people here, and
who's gonna take it?
It's gonna be Kids. Kid will get the second place with 59.225, 58.928 for Insanity in first place. Link third, Mixmod fourth, Accept fifth, Taurus sixth, Binks seventh, and Lighty in eighth. I think first time for Taurus as well in the top 8, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I've not seen him as well as Accepte and his teammate there.
Yeah, the Team Zero guys are starting to show up. Maybe.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah,
because
also,
so much is happening.
It must be noted, I will point that out, nothing against you, but you are a little bit further behind than I am, as you pointed out a battle for between Insanity, between Disrod and Binks, where on my screen it was actually Insanity and Gwen already battling it out. So this must be something to be pointed out. Meanwhile, we are currently seeing Coco and Gwen battling it out for the lead. The OSEP driver trying to look for some redemption after unfortunately getting eliminated from the TMGL in the combined match, and Coco currently battling it out for the lead with Insanity, Gwen, and Jaja, who's trying to get in the mix. One of the XLT players trying to play the troublemakers, as Coco currently sits firmly in the lead. Really good line from Coco, exactly. But Jaja is not saying his last words yet. He's trying to get some really good speed in second place right here. Coco with a really good line through the wall, right?
With a mistake.
Accept with a mistake. I completely forgot about that. And Coco will secure this round win pretty easily and pretty convincingly, even with 1/10 of a gap between him and Jaja in second place. What will be his final time? We're gonna have to see a 58.900. Really good time from Coco again. 59.050. Not too shabby. No, also from Jaja. Lighty third, Insanity fourth, Mixmod fifth, Goldie sixth, Gwen seventh, and Aurel in eighth place as we attack round 4 of map 3.
So really, needed points there from Coco, who goes up to P10 now. So let's go with a player who I've not seen on this track so much. I think it was actually... I mean, let's go a little bit further behind. Let's go with Volnera, actually, who's right now sitting at 288 points in P19 and not having the best start here yet again. So let's see. You can really see a lot of players are ahead of him. And right now,
he got a slowdown.
He got a terrible mistake there. I think it was a slowdown. Or
it was a slowdown. It was a slowdown followed by a pole hit, and that's going to be pretty much dashing his chances to collect some points. Essentially, he's going to get back towards the lead. Insanity, Energize, and Rin battling it out for the lead, and Aurel also in the mix. But look at the pack, how it's tight. Look at how big the pack really is right now, and it seems as though Energize and Insanity are battling it out like huge Titans here for the lead, and Energize from afar in the lead. Let's actually see in the wall right. Ooh, a lot of people could potentially set to overtake. Rin and Insanity. Insanity potentially. Let's actually see over the line. Insanity! Insanity will win the round. Link in second, and Energize will finish in third place. Fourth place for Rin, Hydra, Zarox, and Jaja, as well as Taurus will complete the top 8. But wow, that final turnover was such a banger.
So 500s between the top 4 here, between 40 points and I think 50 for the first place. So that was do or die for all of the players, but you can really see that there is such a small margin between being there in first place and being in the fourth place. Anyways, going into the next round now, we see some mistakes left, right, and center. Aurel goes just for alternative line, so let's actually go with Aurel here for this round. Who is right now only has accumulated 150 points so far. Insanity in first, yeah.
Insanity first, Mixmod in second. Actually, Mixmod currently battling it out with Coco as well. Sorry to interrupt you in the middle of the sentences, but I'm trying to keep up with the action here. Insanity, Mixmod, and Binks battling it out for the top 3. Binks not having the best line, and it's going to promote Jaja up to second place. Coco third, Energize fourth, and Aurel will clip the wall and will drop down, and let's actually follow the leader here. Insanity from Team Pulse, the dirt player currently sitting in currently sitting pretty here in first place. But let's actually see over the course of the full speed section, we see seems to really get down. Pinpoints just right, and he will get the round win in front of Energize with a 58.902, not too far away from the Datamania records. Really great time from Insanity. Energize will be in second as we see Mixmod completely faltering at the end. And we're already done with map 3. It was already 6 rounds. Sorry, I'm completely mistaken. So Energize second, Jaja third, Coco fourth, Taurus fifth, Kit sixth, Rin seventh, and Link in 8th place. And we're going to see the rankings as we head into map number 4, which is going to be Puzzle by Xerar. And Link currently sitting in first place and the first man to break the 700 points barrier.
Yeah, so Gwen, who really shined through in the first 2 maps, or on the first map, is now down to P5. So he got overtaken by multiple players, and we have pointed out that we had a huge gap of P1 and P4. So that P1 and P4 I kind of save as I really hear a weird horn from my side. So this is really distracting me. But Gwen actually drops down to P5 here. Oh my god, what is going on with those horns here? Can they like stop?
I'm not getting any horns on my end. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah,
oh my god.
Yeah, you can see the gap between already the gap between first and second is really widening. 59 points in favor of Link in first place compared to Aurel in second, and then Aurel having a pretty safe buffer in, as well of 51 points if my math is correct. Yeah, 51 points between him and Insanity currently sitting in third, and Insanity not really sitting too pretty on third place since he's only like 9 points in front of Energize in fourth place. So there could still be positions changing over the course of this final map, which is Puzzle by Xerar with the world record. The Datamania currently held by, let's actually see, I'm doing a little bit of a comparison, by Insanity with a 54.830.
So we can see Xerar here and shine through, because Xerar is only now at 23rd place, sitting there with 303 points. And then of course we have in P30 and 31, we have players who have not even crossed the 200 points barrier. So I think they won't have a saying here on this map.
Yeah, Scorper and Switch not really looking to rate as well during the ranking. And actually, let's actually try to spectate someone we haven't seen too much. Let's actually see. Let's go for Lighty from Team Zero, shall we? As we head into round 1 of the final map of Heat number 1.
Okay, he's in P16. 342 points, a little bit of a conservative start, goes for a little bit of a more wider line there, but is still in the mix, as we've seen some players touching the wall there to the left there, roads, because they have estimated the line here, and you can see a freewheel section here over that dirt one. But he is right now sitting at P14, not getting the best line here, and therefore not the best speed outcome.
Oh, Link clipping the wall on the inside. I'm really sorry.
P7, yeah, P21 actually. So let's go a little bit further ahead as we see the Rocks here battling it out for the top 8 placement here. It's actually Insanity battling it out here with who is there? I think
Gwen and Disrod. Disrod actually, Disrod Aurel battling that with Insanity. Insanity with a really wide line. Disrod in the lead. It's gonna be up to the final wall ride and the final jump to the side, and maybe Disrod will have it in the bag. And Insanity, I don't even see him anymore. Did he make a mistake? He did not cross the line. And Disrod will win the round, and then we get with a 55.333 from Disrod. Second place will go for Aurel, Gwen third, Frizz fourth, Rin fifth, Acid sixth, Zarox will be in P7, and Energize will be in the top 8. And we see that still Link, despite that clip on the inside at the exit at the dirt section, still remains in the lead with 711.
Yeah, so what happened to Insanity there, he was not able to make that loop because he was too far on the left. And this is exactly what can happen. If Link has one bad round now, this could be the goodbye for the first place. As we see Aurel, however, not with the best start here, only being on P7, but maybe he can come back stronger here on that third section. So let's see what he can pull off here. Really good executed third section there for him, as he's still in the mix. And we see also Exlas here, who is battling out. A player I've not seen.
Look at Aurel, the speed that he built up, and he's gonna join Disrod and Insanity for the top 3 battle with Rin and Binks just behind, backing them up. Let's actually try to spectate Rin a little bit to get a bit more of a overview. Disrod, Insanity, and Aurel, and Rin with a bit of a better line. Oh wait, I didn't see what happened to Link. What happened?
Yeah, he's just having an insane ending there.
Oh, I completely missed the ending from Link. I'm really sorry, and he will move up to P3 as a result. Disrod, Insanity, Link, Rin, Energize, Mixed Mode, Gwen, and Kid will be your top 8. Sorry, I completely missed that.
All good, man. I mean, as you've already pointed out before, it's so hectic to spectate those kind of rounds. And you can see Link got a really good round, and therefore Aurel is already 53 points, 63 points, 62, I'm sorry, behind Link there. So a huge gap there for Link. And this, I mean, it's not the early GG, but I think if Link will get like 1 or 2 good rounds, he will be in first. But as I'm speaking, he made a mistake.
Terrible, c'est terrible, absolutely devastating. And look at Taurus also clipping the wall, and look, there's a ton of mistakes. And meanwhile, Aurel will take advantage of all of that and will emerge in the lead in front of Volnera in second place, 1/10 of a second. But there's going to be a pretty tight pack with Jaja also in the mix as well, and Jaja battling it out with Volnera, Disrod, and Accept, as well as Insanity in the mix for the top 5. Meanwhile, Aurel is sailing away over 2/10 of a second in front of Volnera. Let's actually see if the full speed section will be seeing any change of position. And it seems as though Disrod versus Volnera, this is going to be the fight for second place. Disrod with a bit of an advantage as they're going to go into the full speed right now, and they're going to go over the line. Oh, Aurel will get the round, and it's going to be, I think, Disrod in second place with a really good full speed part. Insanity third, Volnera will drop down to fourth, but really good finish from Volnera nonetheless. Coco in 5th place, Mixed Mode 6th, Jaja 7th, and Accept will be in P8.
So many close calls there in the end, and so some players actually clipped on the right of the wall right there and were not able to make it to the finish. So this was really hectic, and you can really see how thin the gap is here between winning a round and losing one.
Really tight margins indeed.
Next round here, Coco actually 9th place, as we've seen him making a mistake there in the start. It's a little bit further behind now, place 26. Let's go a little bit further ahead. Let's go with Jaja. Oh, it's actually only on, let's see, checkpoint. Okay, place 20 now. Who is in the lead? Can you...
It is apparently
it's actually Link. Link is in the lead. Behind him, we have Accepte and Ben. So they could be some opponents.
And Kid. Let's actually try to follow Kid here a little bit. Kid dropping down a little bit. Dropping down a fair bit even before getting into the full speed part. And Link will remain in the lead in front of Gwen and Aurel, who have joined the battle for the lead. Let's actually spectate Aurel as Gwen goes for a bit of an aggressive line here. More momentum from Aurel. He could have overtaken him in the wall run. It's going to be second place for Aurel. Link will win the round. Aurel second. Gwen in 3rd place. Oh, and yeah, here we go. Gwen 3rd. Mixmod 4th. Kid 5th. Binks 6th. Disrod 7th. And Accept in 8th place.
So great end there from Aurel, overtaking Gwen there in the end. Mixed Mod really holds strong there, and Kid, unfortunately, I mean, he dropped down and he really showed what he's capable of doing on full speed. Actually, let's go another round with Kid here, because I think he gives us a good overview how he could catch up, or how he can catch up on full speed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The one-tricking ability of some people could potentially overpower the reliability and the consistency and the versatility of some of the other players in this lineup, and Kid is a prime example of that. Player from Team Against All Authority, 2018 Full Speed Cup champion with Team France. Meanwhile, it is currently Link and Gwen, as well as Yotoko Tokolo in the top 3 right now. Link currently sitting pretty and looking set to take the first heat with ease, unless there's a mistake that happens, but it seems as though his prime contender, his prime opponent, Oral, is not anywhere to be seen right now. Let's actually go ahead with Gwen, who has taken over the lead from Link, and Link has made a mistake as we've spoken. Link has made a huge mistake and dropped out of the lead, and it's going to be Gwen who's going to get into the lead and will finish in first place in front of Insanity. Could potentially overtake him. Oh, we're going to have to see in the finish line. Could this be Insanity's round? 5,000ths! Holy crap, 55.2, not too shabby as well. Gwen, Insanity, Yotoko Tokolo for the first time in the top 8. Taurus, Mixed Mod, Nitro, Kid, and Binks will complete your top 8 as we head into the final round of the first heat.
This name is just so nice to pronounce. Yotoko Tokolo. This goes down your spine so good. I love it.
Rolls right off your tongue. Rolls right off your tongue.
This is so good. So let's go with Zarox here, who is right now on P10, 548 points. But Coco could potentially overtake him as he has 543 points. So Zarox off to a good start, and is also in the battle with Coco for that placement here. Coco, however, gets a lot of speed over that section, but Zarox also does it really good. But both of the players are only on P16 here. Let's go a little bit further ahead as we see Insanity with a very, very good start. Just behind him we have Link, and this one, Link's with a very good section, but didn't really get a lot of speed over that section. So Insanity is still in that first place. Oh, let's go with Disrod now, who's right now on P2. As I've spoken here, so Insanity has a cumulative lead of 0.1 of a second. Link just behind, and then we have Rin and Gwen. So Gwen looks to get a top 5 placement yet again. And wait, yeah, Link. Yeah,
Link has made a huge full speed part and will overtake Disrod in the final section. Insanity, Link, Disrod, Ring, Coco, Gwen, Zarox, and Mixed Mod will complete your top 8, and it will be the end of Heat 1 with Link, the clear winner, with 911 points, and Coco, as you said, has overtaken Zarox for P10 with 583. So here is your final top 10 so far after Heat 1. 911 points for Link in first, 825 for All-Round in second, 788 for Insanity in third, Gwen in fourth with 771, 702 for Energize in fifth, 6th place for Disrod with 671, 7th place for Mixed Mod with 652, 612 points for Jaja in 8th, 9th place for Zarox with 384, and Coco in 10th with 583.
It was 1 point between them. So both
crap.
of them had Zarox, I think he got 36 points in that last round, and Coco got 40. But there was only 1 point that we're missing between all of the two players. So, but still, very, very good performance from the top 10 players here. Yeah. This concludes the first group stage match of today. We have one more at 15:10, so this will be in approximately 28 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to do a few things here. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in for day 1 of the TrackMania French Championship group stage. The action isn't over yet. At 10 past 3 CET. I'm trying to get my math. I'm trying to get my my timers right. We will get back underway with the with the other part of the group stage, heat number 2. Meanwhile, we're gonna go on a quick break. I'm gonna have the timer on your screens. Also, sorry for the drop frames. I can't really do anything about it. It's kind of fluctuating. Still got the local VOD up for grabs. Don't worry about that. Anyways, we're going on a quick break. We're gonna get back in a few minutes. We're gonna get back in around 10 to 15 minutes with the start of Heat 2. Stay with us.
Yeah. See ya in 10 minutes, boys.